Chelsea Football Club, the transfer season is getting hotter, but Nicholas Jackson is on the transfer list apparently because Chelsea Football Club have offered him to 3 clubs and they're only selling at the right price, coming from Ornstein. Furthermore, we need to talk about Mark Guiu. I said I don't like loans to Premier League clubs, especially bottom half clubs. I gave you valid reasons. I'll reiterate those reasons. However, they've done something that's very sneaky. They've done it with Broja and it worked and I love it. And finally, Wesley Fofana. In my eyes, our best centre-half when he plays. However, the player put out an Instagram post and the hate, the abuse, the actual resentment towards him, I can't lie to you, it really annoyed me and I need to come out here and talk about it. Because I think when we are the world champs, when we are the super duper world champions Chelsea Football Club, we need to love our players. There's not even been one defeat since we've been crowned the world champs with a nice badge in the middle. And yet people already have so much animosity. Guys, calma, relax, woosah. Firstly, what do you have to do to woosah? Hit that like button. 1,500 likes would be brilliant, so do your thing. And secondly, if you made it this far, you like positivity, you like to keep up with the latest Chelsea transfers, the post-match reactions, and reality of what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, the Kavkas View is for you. Let's get it started. Some people think I am too kind to Nicholas Jackson. Some people tell me that he's terrible. I tell you that I think he's a decent player. Do I think Nicholas Jackson is anything special? No, I don't think Nicholas Jackson is anything special. I think he's a good player at a good level that would play for most teams in this league as a starter. My personal opinion, don't shoot the messenger. If you disagree, tell me why. But what's going on? David Ornstein has come out and said it is likely that Nicholas Jackson is going to leave Chelsea this year. And the reason he's going to leave Chelsea this year is because he's attracting a lot of interest. Chelsea are open to sell him at the right price. And at this moment in time, Enzo Maresca values him. He thinks he's a good player. However, basically, the decision's made above his head. Ben Jacobs and Rahman both came out and said the same thing. They echoed the fact that when it comes to preference of the player, Enzo Maresca really rates him. The problem we have here is we've got 3 strikers. And people are going to say, Alex, 3 strikers is not a problem. Back in the day, you had York, Cole, Sheringham, and whoever Manchester United had. Way before my time. I was 3. Sue me for not remembering, right? The reality is they were playing 2 up top. You can afford to have 2 up top with 2 backups. We play 1 up top. And Delap just joined the club. Jackson had a very, very bad 6 months. Trust me when I tell you, your last 6 months are kind of more important than the 6 months prior to that. Sadly, it's how it works in football. People remember what have you done for me lately. It's not my rule, it's what happens. Trust me on this one. Joao Pedro's moving like R9 at this moment in time. He comes off the beach after having 1 too many caipirinhas, having too many plates of feijoada, and all of a sudden, the man is here scoring goals, doing Ronaldinho dances and chipping, Donnarumma to win the Club World Cup. What do you think the hype is going to be around him? So the fan base wants to sell Nicholas Jackson. What has Chelsea done? Well, Chelsea have offered him to 3 clubs. Chelsea have offered him to AC Milan. I don't know why we offered it to those broke boys. They ain't paying for nothing. Newcastle, who are begging players to join him. And it looks like Sesko is about to reject them, so we know they've got money. And Manchester United, who are desperate for a striker. What does this mean? It means if one of those clubs is dumb enough to offer us 85 million euros, I'm selling Nicholas Jackson tomorrow. I promise you, I will buy the ticket. EasyJet to fly to Milan. Those broke boys ain't paying it. I will get him myself an Uber from London all the way up to what's it called, Manchester or Newcastle. He can enjoy it. Or I'll get him an easy bus. You know, it's affordable for me. It's nice and simple. He'll get there safely. He can sleep on the coach. I used to do it all the time when I used to go to my aunties in Newcastle. It was wonderful. 9 hours later, I was there. But the reality here is we need to talk about people's argument that we need to keep him because we are going to be in a predicament where what if Delap gets injured and then all of a sudden our backup striker is Pedro Neto. I'm going to explain to you something. Last year what happened where Jackson and Guiu both got injured was bad luck. There's no way you can plan for that. The minute that happens, your season is not done because of poor squad planning. It's done because of bad luck. You can't carry 3 strikers that want to play. People use this favorite excuse, right? We have 2 games a week. We have to rotate. No, you don't. Because I promise you what's going to happen. If Joao Pedro scores 2 goals on the Sunday and we're playing at the Bernabeu on Wednesday and he rotates Joao Pedro and plays Delap or plays Jackson, you're going to moan because you're going to say Joao Pedro's on a run. Why are we rotating him? And then what happens if Delap plays and Jackson doesn't, on the weekend, guess who's coming back in the team? Joao Pedro. Jackson all of a sudden in 3 games has played no minutes. Or he's had charity minutes at the end of the game. Do you think he's going to be happy with that? No, he's not. Just because we have 2 games a week does not mean you need to rotate for the sake of rotating. You need to have options, I agree, but you do not need to rotate excessively. The best players want to play in the Prem and they want to play in the Champions League. There aren't enough cup games. This is not the Conference League to appease everybody. Look at last year. Nkunku was not happy. He was playing all the time in the Conference League. Joao Felix was not happy. Renato Vega was not happy. We don't want a repeat of that situation. Secondly, people are telling me Nicholas Jackson is ready to fight. He's ready to fight now. Is he going to fight in September when he hasn't played much? Look at what his facial reactions at the Club World Cup. He was not happy. I don't blame him. He's played so many minutes for Chelsea Football Club. In his head, he's a starter. He is good enough to start for Chelsea Football Club. He is good enough not only to start, to lead Chelsea to trophies. That's what he believes. So for me, this is a no-brainer. If you get 85 million euros, you sell him. And people are going to say, Alex, you're a bit ambitious. Why? Look at the price these players are going. 130 million euros. For Wirtz, in 85-95 for Ekitike. Sesko, 85 million euros. On what planet is Sesko better than Nico? He's not better than Nico Jackson. I refuse to believe that. I refuse it vehemently. And he's got, what, 12 goals and 13 goals in the Bundesliga. My guy's got 14 goals and 12 goals in the Prem. I know which one I'd rather have. Prove and test it. For me, it's very simple. Nico can stay. The problem is, he is going to be sulking come November. We are going to have articles coming out with the following words, mark my word. Nicholas Jackson's unhappy, he wants to be playing football in a World Cup year. That is not good for Nicholas Jackson, that is not good for Chelsea Football Club, that is not good for his transfer value. And that is not good for me to come on here and talk about this because I will be coming and saying, I told you so guys, I told you so. People, these footballers are competitive and these footballers do not want to sit on the bench, especially when they play 30 games a year in the Prem. A nice little roundup about Mark Guiu. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry for mispronouncing it, but Mark is going on loan to Sunderland, right? At this moment in time, what is happening is Chelsea did something I really like. So what I was moaning about, because I like to look at things from the outside looking in. I don't like to just go, oh, he's got to a Prem loan, he's going to be amazing. No, because I've watched it enough times where players go on Prem loans, managers get sacked. Next thing you know, Andre Santos at Nottingham Forest. Leslie Ogochukwu at Southampton. Until the manager got sacked, then it went in his favour. Prior to that, it was hardly playing. Then you look at it in other terms, you know, Billy Gilmore at Norwich. There are so many examples of young Chelsea players going on loan to the bottom of the table teams, and what ends up happening is the loans just don't go well, and they're left in obscurity for a while. But a few years ago, Armando Broja went on loan to Fulham. And there was a clause. Every time he didn't play, Fulham got penalised. And every time he played, he had to be more than a certain amount of minutes. Well, according to a few articles, and I think Athletic is one of them that's reporting it, they are saying Guiu's got the same clause. Music to my ears. Absolutely music to my ears. What this tells me is he will get fundamentally minutes. And what he does with those minutes is up to him. All Sunderland can give him is trust and opportunity. You give him trust and opportunity, broski, I will not come here. I will not badmouth you. I will not say anything negative about you because Mark has got his chance. Mark with a C, not with a K. Mark with a C has got his chance. Guiu has got his chance. He will be able to show us whether he is the man that Don thinks he is. And when Don tells me he will get more than 70 goals, I pray he's right. Because I've got him in my FPL team. And for those of you, by the way, in the pinned comment, we've got the FPL. If you guys are interested, go check it out. We have got a brilliant community. We've been playing it for a while. I want to hit over 1,000 players this year. So let's hit that number. Go follow it. But yeah, Guiu's going on loan. Now the Wesley Fofana story. I want to talk about this. Wesley Fofana is, in my opinion, at this moment in time, a very polarizing character, right? Because Chelsea spent a lot of money. A lot of money. Money that, in my opinion, looking back at it, was poorly spent. Because Wesley Fofana has played, I think, less than 40 games for Chelsea Football Club in 3 years. Wesley Fofana has come in, when he's played, he's looked unreal. Like, he's looked every bit worth of that 64 million plus add-ons that take it to 80. However, and this is the big however, played less than 40 times in 3 years. His availability is preposterous. He is in a position now where a lot of fans are frustrated. So when Wes gets back into the training court, and what happens is Wes puts a caption like, they like to talk too much. Number one, I like to talk too much. I have a YouTube channel. And number two, you're inviting pressure, Wes. So what happened is a full gegenpress on Twitter on him, and fans are not happy. Fans are like, he talks too much. Fans are like, he decided not to listen to Enzo Maresca and the coaching staff and get the surgery. And everyone just all of a sudden started piling on it. So what I said is, guys, can we just support our player? And what I'm going to say is, look, I know why you're upset. Honestly, no one understands you guys more than me, because you need to remember, I'm a Chelsea fan too. I think we are better with Wes. And when he doesn't play, I'm annoyed. So I understand why you're upset. However, what I do know is, number one, Wes doesn't want to be injured. Wes never wanted to be injured. 3 years of his career, he spent injured. Then he comes back and has the best period where Chelsea are in a title race. He's playing a pivotal role and he gets injured. And then his manager says, oh, he has to get surgery because that's what the team doctors are saying. Guess what? I am telling you right now, I guarantee you, he had his own independent doctors give him 2 reviews. You know, they most probably said, yeah, you can get the surgery, but you can naturally heal. And guess what he did? He naturally healed, but then he retore it and ended up having the surgery. Guys, he made a bad decision. He should, in my opinion, he's just a classic 2025 young adult. He spends far too much time on social media. He'll post his thoughts to everyone. He turns into Randy Orton because he has voices in his head. And it's him against the world. And you know what? I can't lie to you. I don't have millions of followers, so I don't know how it feels. But what I do have is a platform where I have 40,000 followers that watch my content and support me. But sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, the few negative comments, they stand out more than all the abundance of positives. I hate that that's true, but it is. All right? It sadly is. And I can imagine when you've got as many millions as he does, he's reading all the good stuff where people are like, you know what, Wes, we can't wait to have you back, Wes, you're brilliant. You and Colwell have a great partnership. The minute he sees 1 or 2 bad comments, they stick in his head. He ain't playing, he's not doing what he loves, he's getting told he's a waste of money. And now people are cooking him. And for me, all I'm going to say is, I hope they manage him and I hope he proves a lot of people wrong. Because when Wes plays, we are much better. Wes is a phenomenal football player. It is what it is. Hit the like button, share some love. Honestly, Turkish says it best. Show love for the love. I'm here every day. You lot are here watching the content because you love the team that we love. In the pinned comment is the FPL. Go check it out. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.